So this Saturday we'll be a week away from WWE Bad Blood, which is going to be celebrating the anniversary, the 27th, 25th anniversary of the first Hell in a Cell match. Because it's all falling on the same date, just different location. And, you know, one thing about Bad Blood, a lot of people have been saying it's shaping up to be a great card, probably one of the best WWE's put on all year, if not this decade. And there's no denying it, you know, that it does sound like it's going to be good. Because you have, you know, two main events that are going to basically be, you know, headlining the show no matter what. Whether it's back to back, one in the middle, and then one at the end, who knows. But then also you got, you know, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. You got Nia Jax probably in a triple threat or a one-on-one match. And I think you got one more match as well that's going to go down at Bad Blood going forward. But speaking of Bad Blood, you know, nobody really knows what the main event for Hell in the, you know, for for that event's going to be. You know, nobody really knows. You know, for all we know, for all we know, honestly, it should be Hell in the Cell. It should be the Hell in the Cell match because it's the, you know, the anniversary celebration. You know, and they've been really pumping up and advertising through the social media sites, you know, that fact by, you know, putting on classic Hell in the Cell matches on the WWE Vault channel and so on, including the first one. So you think that would be the main event. But then, according to reports, because Roman and Cody are going to team up for the first time, you know, against the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, that it's going to be that match. And I don't really know, you know, I don't really know, because it's like, well, if you do that, everybody that gets excited about Hell in the Cell, their excitement level is going to go probably down the toilet. You know, it's like it's going to die down a little bit. So what do you do? So what's your strategy, if you know what I mean? So it's, you know, right now no decision's been made. But if a decision does get made, I am not going to be surprised if we get back-to-back main events. If we get the tag match, then Hell in the Cell, or Hell in the Cell, and then the tag match. If they go the first option, I think that would be the best way to go. You get people excited, pumped up, they're all energized from that tag match, first ever time between Roman and Cody, you know, and then that excitement builds to, you know, Hell in the Cell. Now, the other reason why they might want to go Cody and Roman the main event is mainly because, hey, you want to send the place home happy, and then maybe tease, the future rematch between the two going forward. So they might do it that way as well. We'll have to see. The other match that, you know, is going to keep people tuned in is going to be the Women's World Title match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Now, we found out on Monday that, you know, Dominic is going to be in a shark cage. Now, for all we know, he could be above the ring. And a lot of people have always said, well, that doesn't usually mean that the person is not going to interfere. They might toss something down or whatever the case may be to try to help their friend or their client, or in this case, the girlfriend. And if he is above the ring, you know, in that manner, that's a possibility. But I look at it this way. I don't think Triple H is going to do that. You know, I think Triple H is going to be like, well, you know, we could still have Liv retain, but we want to make it look as impossible for her to do so if Dom's in a shark cage all the way on the other side of the arena. Basically doing something that's, how do I put this, similar to what they did, to what AEW, I should say, did a couple of years ago with the Inner Circle. They had basically most of the Inner Circle stuck in a shark cage to prevent interference. So you could have, Dom put in a cage, but he's not above the ring. He's like above the crowd, above the entranceway, if you will. So that way he has to watch the match from a distance. Now, you could say, well, that still opens the door for Judgment Day. That's true. It does still open the door for the other two in Judgment Day, that being Carlito and JD. But that might change as well, because maybe Adam Pearce will come out next week and say, look, I know you're probably having some plans going through that mind of yours, Liv, of how to, retain even with Dom there. I'll let you know right now that you might as well forget about those plans. It's not going to work. So he might come up and say, hey, Judgment Day is banned from ringside, and maybe extend that by saying, by the way, all superstars are banned from ringside. But that wouldn't mean Liv wouldn't have help, because one of the talks going around is she'll probably get help from a returning Raquel Rodriguez or Raquel Gonzalez, depending on what name she goes by. And that might happen too. But here's the thing. I think didn't Liv pin Raquel in the Elimination Chamber earlier this year? I'm just saying. There's some history there, not just tag team partners and all that, but also the fact that she pinned her partner, her friend, in the chamber. So makes you wonder. But everybody is, thinking, well, obviously this means she's going to retain. And it does look like that, but I just can't shake that this might be where they do change the championship back over to Rhea, and then that's when we'll get Raquel returning. Raquel might show up, maybe on the Raw afterwards, and align herself with Liv and be the one that challenges for that championship against Rhea Ripley. That could happen. We'll have to see. We also have to remember Roxanne takes on Julia, in NXT's debut on CW. So Roxanne could end up losing to Julia in that debut, and then Roxanne would end up debuting on Raw and being maybe somebody for Rhea to face. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they do. But I look at the fact that Triple H, obviously he is making things seemingly predictable. There are sometimes you got to look at it and be like, well, it is predictable, but not so predictable. And maybe he's not going to do what we think he's going to do and just go from there. But we'll see what happens. But I look at it this way. If she retains, then yeah, they're going to get the belt back on Rhea, but they might wait to the first Saturday night's main event, at the end of, in the middle, I should say, of December, not the end, but in the middle of December in several months. That might happen. Or they might take it off her, put it on Rhea, and then maybe have Raquel help Liv retain on Saturday night, or regain the title on Saturday night's main event, and you go from there. But then again, you can have Raquel not want to associate with Liv because Liv's associating with Dom. That's a possibility too. But yeah, Bad Blood, definitely shaping up to be good. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of it.